Hello, welcome back to the Bald Book Geek. My name is Will and I'm the host, and this is the Dark Tower series by Stephen King. I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time. I've touched upon the Gunslinger in a very old video, but I'm going to touch upon the whole series and give you a discussion on why you should read them. So, the Dark Tower series is a series of 8 books and one short story written by American author Stephen King. They combine elements from multiple genres, including dark fantasy, science fiction, horror, and westerns. And basically it describes the character Roland, the gunslinger, and his quest towards a tower, which is in the nature of both physical and metaphorical. The series takes place in one of many Stephen King's multiverse, and even ties into other books, because these cross into other things. I could literally do a whole series on the Stephen King multiverse and still not even touch upon it. In the preface to the 2003 edition of The Gunslinger, King also identifies The Lord of the Rings, Arthurian legend, The Good, the Bad and the Ugly as inspiration. It identifies Clint Eastwood's Man with No Name character as one of his major inspirations for the protagonist, Roland. King's style of locations and names in the series, such as Midworld, he has developed a unique language extract to his own high speech, which was also influenced by Tolkien's work. There was a film serving as a sequel to the events of The Dark Tower, which was released in 2017. We don't talk about that film, I should say. And Stephen King also saw the Dark Tower series as a first draft, initially planning to rewrite it to eliminate continuity errors. He revised The Gunslinger, and then trying to decide how much he can rewrite. Plot. The story of Roland is the last living member of a knightly order known as the Gunslinger, and the last line of Arthur Ede, the world's analogue of King Arthur. You have his story as he goes through this weird, bizarre world with a fragile and dying society. It shares technological and social characteristics with the Old West, but it's also magical, and many of the magical elements have vanished from Midworld, but traces remain and do relics from a technological advanced age. His quest is to find the Dark Tower, a building which is the nexus of all universes, and Roland's world is said to have moved on and appears to be coming apart at the seams. Mighty nations have been torn apart by war, eliminating cities, regions vanished without a trace, and time does not flow in an orderly fashion. Sometimes even the sun rises in the north and sets in the east. The series opens Roland's motives, goals, and age are unclear, but and later installments they shed light on these mysteries. Connections to his other work. There are interwoven with many of Stephen King's body of works, including universe crossovers and even nods to old characters. References include It's, Salem's Lot, Heart of Atlantis, and Cell. There's countless others. There is a loose connection to Stephen King's multiverse, and it crosses over into it at one point. Again, the multiverse can be a video to itself. So, let's get on with it. The Dark Tower comprises these elements of many other things. It creates this very unique and visual storytelling. The characters are broken and solid, and a world that doesn't quite make sense. You have countless things going on in the background, organizations and people that are very disingenuous. The characters not only go through hell, they create hell. They're all deeply flawed. These books are big, they are epic fantasy, but they combine, like I said, many other things. This is a massive series of works, and it's a massive body of works. There are 8 books in this, and each one continues this story. When The Gunslinger came out, it's actually a very short novel, but progressively they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and they are stunning. The world building is on point, or worlds building, to give you a spoiler, and it just takes you under this, into this sort of world that is decaying, and you can feel the visual decay, the drama, the darkness that rose through it. People, the world, like I said, time doesn't quite flow in straight lines. Things don't quite work. You have countless little things in this world. It's a big world with a lot of characters, and a lot moves through it. When I sat down and read them, I've read them all in one form or another, both physically and as audiobook, and they are stunning. I would rate them all a good 4 out of 5, to be honest. And they definitely have their stronger ones and their weaker ones, but that's it. It's like all books and series of them. They're big, bulky, there's a lot to do. I have many issues with Stephen King's writing, yet the Dark Tower series doesn't contain his tropes, which I always find slightly frustrating. It's a great series and one to read. It's a series that will pull you in and keep you going. It's a series you won't be able to put down. It's a series of intertwining darkness, and a series that will shed light on maybe the darker side of King's mind. Stephen King is a phenomenal writer, even if I do have issues with his writing style, and the Dark Tower goes to show that. Finally, I hope you guys enjoyed that. The Dark Tower is available as a full-blown novel series, audiobooks, ebooks. There's also a graphic novel of, I think it's like the first 4 books have been split into graphic novels. I hope there are more, they're rather gorgeous. Tell me if you've read them in the comments below. And as always, please like, subscribe, and I will be back soon. Talk to you later, guys.